Microbial interactions. Microbial interactions or the biological interactions in general can be defined as the effects that the organisms have on each other. There are different kinds of interactions with microbes and plants promoting the growth of the plant. These microbial interactions can be found everywhere and are very important in the biological community. The most common type of interaction is mutualism. There are many types of microbial interactions such as parasitism, mutualism, amensalism, commensalism, protocooperation, competition, etc. Basically, there are two types of microbial interaction: positive interactions and negative interactions. The example for positive interactions are mutualism, syntropism, commensalism, protocooperation, and the negative interactions are predation, parasitism, competition, amensalism. Now we will see about the positive interactions. The first one is mutualism. Symbiotic association of an organism in which both are equally benefited without any harm. Here, the organisms are metabolically dependent on each other. It is specific, and one organism cannot be replaced by other species in the association. They cannot exist individually. The best example for the mutualism is lichens. Lichens are the symbiotic association of fungi and algae, where fungi provides shelter to the algae and algae in turn provides food to the fungi. Other examples of symbiotic association are rhizobacteria with the root of legumes. Here, root provides shelter and the rhizobacteria helps the plant in nitrogen fixation. The next one is syntropism. Syntropism is also a type of symbiotic association in which growth of one organism can be improved by other organism. One of the example for syntropism is methane produced by methanogenic bacteria depends on the hydrogen transfer by the fermentative bacteria. In this picture, we can see the syntropism where the sludge formed contains methanogenic bacteria and the fermentative bacteria, between which the hydrogen transfer takes place, resulting in the fermentation. Next one is protocooperation. The protocooperation is also a form of mutualism in which both the organisms are benefited but they do not depend on each other for their survival. Example for this association is disulfovibrio and the chromatium. It is the protocooperation between the carbon cycle and the sulfur cycle. Other example may be the nitrogen fixing bacteria and the cellulolytic bacteria such as Cellulomonas. This is the example for protocooperation, that is disulfovibrio and the chromatium, that is the interaction between carbon cycle and the sulfur cycle. The next one is commensalism. It is the unidirectional association in which one organism depends on other but the other is neither benefited nor harmed. For example, the non-pathogenic E. coli, that is Escherichia coli, found in the intestinal tract of human. Other examples like Nitrosomonas and Nitrobacter, where Nitrosomonas oxidize ammonia into nitrite and the Nitrobacter uses nitrite to obtain energy and oxidize it to nitrate. This is the Escherichia coli, which is found in the intestinal tract of human. This is Nitrosomonas and Nitrobacter. Next, we will see about the negative interactions. The first one is antagonism and amensalism. Antagonism is a negative interaction in which organism will suppress or they will interfere in the normal growth and activity of other organism. For example, the fatty acids which is produced by the skin flora, pathogenic bacteria present on the skin. Amensalism is interaction in which one organism produces inhibitory substances that will affect the other organism. For example, the penicillium that will affect on the bread. The other example may be Theobacillus theoxidant, which produces sulfuric acid by oxidation of sulfur, which is responsible for lowering the pH, and it will inhibit the growth of bacteria on the media. This is the Theobacillus theoxidants. The next one is competition. Competition is a negative interaction in which both the organisms are adversely affected with respect to their growth and survival. Competition occurs when the both organisms use same resources such as their shelter for their living and the nutrition. Competition results in eliminating one of the species, which in turn helps in the maintaining ecological balance. Example for this competition is Paramecium caudatum and Paramecium aurelia. Both these species depends on the same bacterial species, where Paramecium aurelia grows better than Paramecium caudatum. Hence, the Paramecium caudatum will be eliminated. This is Paramecium aurelia and Paramecium caudatum, which will feed on same type of bacteria. The next one is parasitism. It is also a negative interaction, as we know, and it is the interaction in which organism depends on other for nutrition, where the host is affected and the parasite is benefited. The host parasite relationship may be for longer, which may be physical or metabolic. The parasite which lives outside the host body is called as ectoparasite, and the one which lives inside is called endoparasite. The best example for the parasite is viruses. Viruses are those intracellular parasites, and some viruses that parasite to bacteria are called bacteriophage virus. This is the example for viruses, that is tobacco mosaic virus, where the T4 bacteriophage is found and it will affect the tobacco plant. The other example is HIV virus. The last one is neutralism. Neutralism is describe the interaction between the two species in which both the species are not affected, and it is extremely unlike and impossible to prove. Both the species have different metabolic activities and different functional roles. Then in the next video, we will see about the plant microbial interactions. Please do subscribe the channel. Thank you.